There's an amazing formula posted in Mr. Excel, a single formula that solves any Sudoku puzzle. No VBA, no helper columns, one formula. But then I tried to use it. The moderators were all abuzz with this amazing formula posted by, I'm going to call it Sigit32, one single recursive lambda. So here is a 9x9 grid. And then here's the formula where you just pass it that 9x9 grid and it solves the entire thing. It's one of the coolest formulas I've ever seen. Okay, so I'm going to try it out in my own workbook. I come here to the thread. I select all of the formula after the equal sign, Control-C to copy that to the clipboard. I come back to Excel, Formulas, Define Name, we'll call it Cool Formula. Click in the Refers To box, get rid of everything, including the equal sign, and paste. It won't paste. I'm like, wait a second. What do you mean it won't paste? I'm sure I've been able to paste. If I paste a notepad, it works fine. Are you ready for this? There's a limit to how many characters be on the clipboard, and it'll let you paste into the Refers To dialog box. What's the number? All right, so I started trying longer and longer and longer. And then started narrowing in, and it turns out 2084, no problem, it'll let you paste. 2085, nope, failure, nothing. 2084, not 2000, not 2048, 2084, because Excel. You know, I think there's a chance, if you're hanging out in the right kind of bars, this is the kind of fact that you could win bar bet drinks by knowing that the number is 2085, because no one's going to know that. Okay, we know that Excel can handle formulas longer than 2085. It's not a problem with the calculation engine. It's just a dialog box limit. The engine's fine. UI, not so much. So look, I've got 3 workarounds, and the first one just shocks the heck out of me. Take the entire formula, paste it right here into a cell, and then after the formula, in parentheses, point to the input cell. So grid 9x9 is A1 colon I9. This works for simple lambdas, but when lambdas were introduced, it did not work for recursive lambdas. It would always fail, and today it's working. That's a huge surprise. Something changed, and it's awesome. Okay, the second option is to download this free add-in from Excel Labs. So you come here to the Home tab, go to Add-in, search for Excel Labs. You're going to get several tools. You want to go into the Advanced Formula environment, go to Names, right? And we can add a new name. Here's the tricky parts about this, and I use this so infrequently, I always forget. When we go in, we have to give it a function name, so I'll call it second solve. All right, and the grid, the argument is going to be grid 9x9, right? But then the function definition, it's really weird. Let me pull up Notepad again. So you see that the formula starts with equal lambda, open parentheses, and then the arguments. You need to get rid of those. And I'll notice here that I'm getting rid of one left paren. So the whole thing has to start with the equal let, and then down at the end, we have to get rid of one of those parentheses because we got rid of one of the opening parentheses. All right, so it's a little fiddly, right? But you know, if you can remember the steps, which I can't. And it looks like we already have an equal sign there, so I won't include the equal sign when I copy. All right, so we have something called second solve. We give it the grid 9x9. Click done. Here, so we come into formulas, name manager. Oh, good, it's there. Okay, great. So now that we have this second solve, I should be able to come here, equal second solve, and point to the grid, close paren. All right, yeah, there you go. So that's the power user way to go. Download the Excel Labs. I tried some other workarounds. I did a left of the original formula, comma 1250, and then a mid, comma 1251 going the rest of the way. Tried to paste this, which worked, but then when I tried to paste this, no chance. So then that leaves you using equal left of 2084, paste it in, and then right after I paste it in, get out that annoying keyboard and start typing for the next ASMR video. But I can't even type more than 2,085 characters in that box. Okay, so then my third workaround, put the whole formula here in a cell. It's currently cell A2. We'll do Alt F11 to get over to VBA. Here's the Sudoku solver. I can just go down to the immediate window, which is View, Immediate window, and this workbook.names.add name : equals in quotes solve3, comma, refers to equals, and then range k2.value. Let's see if that'll work. No, that doesn't work either. Well, you know, for as great as artificial intelligence has gotten, it's good to know that they still are hallucinating. They thought the limit was 255, not 2,085. What a weird number, and it looks like using Excel Labs is the only way. So hey, thanks to Sigit32 for this amazing formula. I do have an old article with all the Sudoku solvers in Excel that I found. I'll make sure to add that here. I'll put a link to this article in the top right-hand corner. If you have a better way to solve Sudoku, by all means, let me know down in the YouTube comments. But really, if you have a workaround for getting longer text into the refers to dialog box, that would be great to know as well. Here's another great workaround from Smozgur at the MrExcel message board. The original formula is 2,484 characters. By getting rid of the tabs and spaces and shortening the names, for example, grid 9x9 just becoming G 9x9, we're able to get the formula down to 1,989 characters, which might allow us to use the refers to box. So we'll take this formula, Control C to copy, and now define name. I'll call it SS for solve Sudoku. Get rid of the refers to, backspace, and then paste. Click OK. All right, then we'll come back here to test it. So equal SS and point to the 9x9 grid. And we get the same answers as before, right? So there, a great workaround if you can take the time to shorten the names. I definitely understand that having the tabs and names makes it easier to understand this, but if you're just trying to get something to work, then shortening it to this will be great. We'll post this into the original message board thread in case you want to try it yourself. Excel can solve Sudoku with one formula, just can't paste it. Hey, I want to thank you for stopping by. We'll see you next time for another netcast from Mr. Excel.